It's already 5:05. That's 5 minutes past our scheduled time. So let's go ahead and get started. All right. So hopefully other people who join late can still get something from it. And also we're gonna have the recording available for anybody who cannot make it on time. So the what we're presenting today is a new community, although this new community is not totally new. It's based on what we already have. It's called a Math Zoom Club. But now we want to expand it to a larger scale, a nationwide program. So a few years ago, it's about like 2017 and 18, we started an initiative called the Math Zoom Club. So basically what we did was to have local groups that they can organize by parents or by students that they can take the Areteem classes together. Since most of our classes are online, so we like to add a personal touch, personal connection, local. So that's why we started this Math Zoom Club. And we did have a few clubs very successful, and they're still running today. But most of them were not able to continue. Some students already graduated or grow out of it. But more and more we found out is really necessary to help the math students, or you expand to STEM students to actually have a community that they can show their leadership and organization skills and also really enjoy the math with other peers. So with our new staff member on board, we have Jasmine here today and also have Andy here today as well. So we want to really enhance this community. And also we have a pretty fancy name now. Of course, Jasmine is going to present us more about this. So I'll let Jasmine play, started to present. And during the time, if you have any questions, you can always drop it to the chat window. I noticed there are some parents who would prefer Chinese, I guess. But you can drop the question with Chinese as well. You can, put Chinese question there as well. We'll make sure it's get covered during the presentation. All right. So Jasmine.
Thank you, Miss Ren. I appreciate the introduction. Hello, everyone. My name is Jasmine. I'll be presenting on the new club or the new inspired club, Zeta, Iota, Pi. I am joined today with Andy. So Andy will be monitoring the chat questions. So he may be responding to you directly via chat. If not, I will have a few pauses between the slides where he can actually state the question I can answer as well. So feel free to even interrupt me after my slide and I can answer your question. So let's get started. So this presentation will cover more on the club and chapters, as well as the new location or the new chapter, which would be in Lake Forest. So let's get started. So introducing Zeta, Iota, Pi. There is a few Greek symbols with this name, but basically the name is Zeta, Iota, Pi. It is a new student organization, and it is basically we have built the foundation for it, but the students will actually be able to build that chapter from scratch. So this is definitely a unique experience to create something incredible and impactful with our help, of course. The purpose of Zeta, Iota, Pi is to foster leadership, connect with your peers, as well as share your passion in math or STEM, and build strong teams. So within this presentation, you will see that there is a structure to the chapter and how each student can contribute to it. If you're not comfortable with high leadership, such as president or vice president, that is okay. And there is an opportunity for you to learn leadership, whether it be on the team level. So just imagine this organization that is 100% student-led as a blank canvas and for you to fill it up with ideas and various initiatives. Any questions so far? now. Okay, I will be moving on. So Zeta Iota Pi, as Miss Wren mentioned, was inspired by the success of Math Zoom Club. It has been now updated to be able to hold multiple chapters and expands the network to regional as well as nationwide. That is the goal. So I do want to share a success story of Coconuts, which was one of the clubs under Math Zoom Club up in the Bay Area. Miss Wren, feel free to share some more about the Coconuts.
Yeah, definitely. For those of you who are on WeChat and who speaks Chinese, we have a whole article about the Coconuts Club and how they ran the club, what kind of activities they had, and what kind of success they had. So it was back to like 2017/18. So we started this initiative called Math Zoom Club. So the idea is for the local for the parents and some of the students and help organize local clubs so that way they can meet up either at the class that they're taking at Areteem, the online class, right? And or after the class, they can meet up and do homework together. And for this particular club, it's called Coconuts, is based in the Bay Area, the East Bay Area, actually. The students, the initial members were all very advanced students. They were taking Areteam's Math Challenge 4 class, if I remember correctly. I think so. Yes, the Math Challenge 4 class is pretty advanced level, and Dr. Wang was the one teaching that class. And what they did is the class starts at let's see 10 o'clock, right? The students would gather at one house, one of their homes, and the parents prepared all the meals, all the yummy breakfast and all that, and that they have a meal together. They have fun together, and afterwards they everybody bring their laptop to jump onto the class all together. And also they managed well so that some of them focus on listening to the teacher. In this case is Dr. Wang from our team, and the other kids could be having some small talks about how they feel about the way that the solution that.
Okay.
Okay, so if you're not commenting,
If you want to, I
yeah,
could not.
you can we actually mute everybody for now? Yeah, okay, thank you. Yeah. So they they attend the class together, but outside outside the online class, they have a board there set up that they could do some small discussions on top of what they're learning in the class. And they want to make sure that nobody's gonna miss what's covered in the class. So they dedicate somebody to listen to the class, to focus on listening, following along. And also they would add their own solutions and opinions to the problems, and they could feedback to the teacher as well. So that makes it a very positive communication. I mean, well, they don't miss anything. So outside the online class, they also organized some students-led workshops to teach some younger students about the math competition, about math in general. And also they started by inviting Dr. Wang to the Bay Area, to fly out to the Bay Area to give some on-site instructions, especially like in the Amy contest season, they invited him to do a 2-day Amy workshop. And afterwards, they invited some other speakers too. But that's how they started the club. And at the beginning, they take turns to be the president. I guess they're they're pretty a little bit reserved, that they don't want to be too aggressive, so that way they take turns. Everybody has the opportunity to be the president. And I mean, meanwhile, they feel what it takes to be a leader, to be an effective leader, to coordinate with other students, other families, for all the events and the classes and all that. So during the whole process, everybody developed their leadership, and also they even became more passionate about math competition. Of course, all of these officers who, by officers means that they really took charge of something during in the club. Later on, they went to the very top colleges with no surprise. Actually, early this year, we had a summer camp in the East Bay area as well. So before that summer camp, we had several the old coconuts leaders, old leaders, of course, because they already advanced to the colleges, came to give a student seminar. I was there too, and all of them actually were the MIT students. Some of them, got in earlier. Some of them just got in this year, but 5 of them all are MIT students that they talk about their experience with coconuts. They talk about their experience in doing the math competition in general. That was a really, really positive experience and is inspiration for the younger students as well. So we definitely want to use this new platform to take this experience and expand nationally to have more students benefit from this experience.
Thank you, Ms. Ren. So we definitely want to let students know, all of you that are here, that joining Zeta Iota Pi, it's not something brand new. So you will be definitely contributing to a larger movement dedicated to success and expansion with our help, of course, just like the coconuts grew. So that is definitely the model that the rest of the chapters will be following. Any questions? No, okay. So why should you join as a founder? So number one is leadership. It is a great way to learn leadership as well as get some experience, shape the direction of the organization. Many of you, when you get to college, most likely you will probably join honor societies that are probably well established, and that does require leadership, and this is a great way to get that experience. So that is one way. Impact, make a difference in your local community. The chapters will be locally, so all of you can meet in person. So all of you can either, decide to go to a food drive all together to get volunteer hours. So you'll definitely be building that community and making an impact in your local community that you are currently living in. And network. There are many students within Areteem Institute that come from various backgrounds. Some of you may be in public school, private school, homeschool. So this is a great way for you to connect with like-minded peers. And that is just a few of the benefits. On the next slide, I will be going over the structure of the club. So, and right in the middle, as you can see, we have the chapter, which includes the president, vice president, secretary, treasurer, as well as one more position called the public relations. So I will get to that a little bit more in detail. But on the left side, you can see the Zeta Iota counselor, which will guide the club to success, which would probably be one of from our team. And in this case, for the Lake Forest chapter, it will be Andy. Andy, feel free to say hello. Introduce yourself. So Andy will be the counselor for the first chapter. And then on the right, you may see that parent mentors. So as you can see, although the parent mentors are somewhat on this organization chart, they will not be running it. It will be completely student-led. So for the few parents that are here, you may be asking yourself, what are you going to be doing exactly? Basically, you will be supporting the club. So you may be asked to help with transportation, bring some snacks, maybe host your home as a study session for the students, maybe a pool party after the study session if you have a pool. So that is just some of the ideas that parents may be contributing in. On the next bottom tier, you see the elementary level, which will consist of the students for between 4th and 5th grade math level. That does not mean that that is the current grade you are in. That is the math level you're currently performing in. And on the right side, we have the middle school and high school level. And below that tier, you see it further break down into teams. So these teams can participate in local, regional, as well as the bigger competitions. The sizes can vary. The chapter can decide how many teams they want to create as well. So again, if you're not too comfortable being a president, it's okay. You may be asked to be a team captain, and that can help you at least be able to lead a group of maybe 4, 5, or sometimes even 10 participants. So it can vary. Any questions?
I can add a little bit more to this. So when we talk about the forming the teams to go to the competitions, like Jasmine mentioned, could be local, could be regional, could be national. So a lot of times that parents ask us whether we're going to form a team to go to a competition. For example, one of them got asked a lot is the HMMT, that's the Harvard MIT competition. So we usually see the math competitions are, a good opportunity for students to meet other people and all that. But meanwhile, we don't really encourage people travel too much to disrupt the regular school routine to just go to a math competition. So HMMT is a good competition, but it's just a student-run competition. It has nothing to do with your admission to a Harvard or MIT. Okay, so yeah, so there are some people would advertise, they take students to that competition. They claim that has something to do with the admissions, but it doesn't. Okay. However, though, and since Areteem is a nationwide program, we do have students from every region in the whole country in America. So in the past, we always help or support students to organize students from their local area to go to somewhere like easily reachable, right? So for example, if you are in Southern California, you could go to like Caltech, the Caltech math competition. Again, is also a student-run competition, has nothing to do with the admission to Caltech. Also like Stanford, Berkeley, Princeton, Yale, they all have student-run math clubs to run math competitions. So with this new Zeta, Iota, Pi community, we're going to be able to support more, to give you more guidance, how to organize a local team to go to a competition or multiple competitions. So yeah, definitely going to competitions is part of the activity, and you're going to get more guidance how to organize it.
Including that as well, the chapters will be provided a digital repository for resources. It could be math problems, updated math problems that they can practice within the study sessions with their team. So they're not completely left on their own. So you will have some guidance from your counselor as well as the main Areteem team. Any questions? Okay, we are moving on.
All right.
All right, for vision for Zeta Iota. So I did add a bit of the mission statement. It is to create a dynamic environment that fosters mathematical exploration, problem-solving skills, and a passion for mathematics among students, as well as helping them build leadership. That is the main focus, is a little bit of leadership for all of you to get that experience. The core values are creativity, teamwork, community, and leadership. And then the goals is obviously to grow the chapters eventually, and then be able to help assist with the growth of the other and start of the other chapters, whether it be, might be a local chapter near you that you guys can probably collaborate. So there's definitely a community growth where they can all support each other. Okay. And on this slide, I have a few activity ideas for the clubs. If all of you will be starting your own or actually be joining the Lake Forest study groups, which would be part of the teams. So there will be various study groups that the students can join, organize proctored Zimo competitions. So in this case, the club will be responsible for finding a proctor. Parents, I know you guys are considered mentors, but in this case, it will need to be a teacher, librarian, or it could be a church official that can help proctor the Zimo competition, organize teams, which I can go a little bit in more detail. But basically these teams, again, will attend either local, regional, and the major competitions with the help of the Zeta Iota Pi counselors. In this case, Andy will be able to provide information on which competitions the team can attend and the dates, so the chapter can prepare for that. Philanthropy, they can support initiatives within the local community, like beach cleanups, for example, volunteer hours, high schoolers. For some schools, you may need volunteer hours to graduate, and it also looks great in college applications. So you may, through your club and through your chapter, you may be able to complete volunteer hours. Fundraising, it could be fundraising, for attending a competition or a fun activity. Outreach, which will be able to recruit more members. The fun fact about this club is that you can recruit members even from your own school, and you can start the chapter within your own school. So it doesn't necessarily have to be anybody within our team already taking our classes. You can bring them in, they can like the material, and then join the class, and you guys can create your own study group around whatever classes a certain group would be taking if you're going to create your own team. Spread STEM opportunities, as well as, most importantly, have fun as well. This is a time for you to make friends. And by having fun, you can create potlucks, game nights, going to outings. I don't know, maybe if you're local, you could probably go to Disneyland for a day. So that's just some of the ideas that you can do with the club. Any questions? No? Okay. So some of the founder responsibilities in Lake Forest, although again, if you will be starting your own chapter and have a group of friends, this can definitely help you as well. Create structure, help design the framework and bylaws. We have created a few bylaws to just get the chapter started, but everything else will be created by the rest of the clubs and the chapters. Partner with parents. So for those outside of the Lake Forest will be starting their own chapter, you will need to identify a location to host meetings and study sessions. Parents can arrange transportation as well as snacks. Plan events, organize activities and programs, recruit members, and promote and spread the word. It could be, again, at school or any other organization you participate with. Any questions? No? Okay. So how to become a founder at Lake Forest. So the main chapter will start here at our office, but there is an application process, so that QR code can actually take you to the application. It is a Google form that has a couple questions. You may want to complete it with your parent. If not a problem. We will be reaching out to your parent to give basically you permission to participate in club activities. Again, the requirement must be performing in 4th grade level math. It does not necessarily mean that the student has to be in the 4th grade. That's just the minimum. And then the next step would be to schedule the first in-person chapter meeting. So in this case, our team will take care of that on our end. So once we receive the application, all of you will probably receive an email with the survey to see what time works best for all of you to come down and meet. So once we receive those applications, just keep an eye out for those emails. In the application, you will see that there is a parent email section as well as a student email. So if you do have your own email besides your parents, you can just add that. You'll receive them as well as your parent. For those that are not near Lake Forest, it's completely okay. There are 2 options for you to participate in Zeta Iota Pi. Number 1, you can create your own chapter, and that is that QR code on the left. So if you have a group of 5 to 6 friends, or maybe even less, but know that you guys can probably recruit at your school, or If you're playing sports, maybe the team wants to join too. That's completely okay. You can scan that QR code and start your chapter, and we can get in touch. And maybe you'll have Andy as your counselor as well to help you. If you're thank you, Andy. If you feel like, you know what, I don't think I want to start a chapter, but I want to see if there is one available, that is completely fine, completely fine as well. On the QR code on the right, that form will ask for where you are located, mostly by zip code, a city and state. And then from there, we can kind of connect you with, maybe there's another group of 4 or 5 people that are interested in creating a chapter, but may not, know each other or be running in the same social circles. So we can actually create that chapter there and help with that process as well. And check out our website. So we do have a website under Zephyr, which is the website is down there below that screenshot, which is zephyr.org, or you can access it by scanning that QR code on the right. Everything that's basically on this presentation is also on the website, as well as access to the various application forms. So feel free to take a look through there. There are also some fun photos, and as well as some more facts about the club. Any questions? None so far. So I did a really good job in explaining everything. No one has one question. No?
If no more questions, I'd like to add a couple more comments. If anybody live in Southern California, at this point we just started last Saturday a ARMO practice session. As you know, Dr. Wang from Areteem is the head coach of the SoCo ARMO, the Southern California Regional ARMO team. So that we already started the monthly practice for preparing to go to the ARMO competition in May, in the end of May. We have we started last Saturday. We had a kind of like explanation for some new people to get to know what ARMO is about. It's American Regional Math League. I would say that probably the second largest math competition in the whole US, and has a long history, several, I don't know exactly how many years, but many years of history already. Every year at the end of May, beginning of June. So there are 4 sites in the US to hold the national competition, and also is all synchronized with the same ranking for the awards. So it's divided by region or organized by regions. So in California, there are 3 regions. We are Southern California region. There's a San Francisco Bay Area region, and also a San Diego region. So 3 regions to send teams. So we are organizing the Southern California regional team. So at the beginning, everybody is welcome to join the practice, and we're going to divide by levels to further practice, not just for ARMO, but also for improving your math skills. And along with this practices, so we're going to incorporate this Zeta Iota Pi club activities into it, so that we divide into the different levels. The more advanced students in the more advanced levels could help mentor the younger or lower level students. So yeah, we're gonna kind of like incorporate both activities together. So if you're in Southern California, you haven't joined any ARMO practice, you haven't know what it is about, reach out to us. So it's gonna be very good opportunity for you to start. All right, we have one question here. So one question is about what level of math you need to get in order to participate in ARMO. ARMO is a high school competition. So if students are younger or not at that level yet, but it's okay. Like I said, you can still join the practices as the junior level. So right. So last week we just started. We did it in the whole afternoon to do practice to kind of like assess where the students are at. We do have quite a few younger students this year, but we are going to, starting from next time, we're going to divide into different groups. So the students are already at the high school level, ready to do ARMO, and we're going to teach, train them differently. And for the younger ones, we're going to provide different materials. Still, they can start to participate. If anybody interested in joining the SoCo ARMO team or the SoCo math community, I already have a WeChat group. You can reach out to me. You can add the Areteem support WeChat, or you can even add my own WeChat ID. My WeChat ID is Rose Mother. Just add me, then I'm gonna invite you to that group. And for other people from other areas, like we just presented earlier, we definitely help you to start your local chapter. Start with this new community chapter, and we're gonna have a series of follow-up training or follow-up information to provide you in order for you to run a successful club locally.
I also included on the chat the zephyr.org website where the page for the club, just in case you do want to revisit, feel free to take a note of this. All of the information that was presented in this webinar is also on that website. We may even probably just link the webinar. What do you think, Ms. Ren? That might also be helpful too.
Yeah.
So keep an eye out for it. We'll have plenty of updates coming up regarding the club if there are any new chapters as the time does pass by and more chapters grow. We'll add those to the website. That way any future parents can probably see that, you know what, there is a club maybe locally or any students may want to join. So again, just want to reiterate that they do not have to necessarily be part of our team or taking any of our courses right now, but they can still join. All they have to do is complete the application. If they don't really know what math level they're in, that is completely okay. They can just complete the placement test on our website, and that they can help determine what level they're in. And if they still need some assistance, they can always email us at info@areteem.org.
So this question says, Jasmine mentioned the Coconut Club always allocate one person to be in the class. What class was that? Oh, okay. So their entire group, they started with all of them taking Dr. Wang's Math Challenge 4 class. So that's a pretty advanced level class. The target level is USMO, USAA, JMO, that level. But again, this club is about to bring students together, to share the passion, to influence other people with your passion. So this is all about, all the leadership about. Leadership doesn't mean that you have to have a big crowd follow you all the time. You start with a small group and influence each other with the passion, with your interest and the passion, then eventually that's gonna go big in terms of building their leadership skills.
Does that answer your question? Perfect. I'm glad. Anything else?
All right. So if nothing else, we just finish here. And, feel free to reach out to us through WeChat, through email, make a phone call. Yeah, we're here to help.
Absolutely. We're here to help. So feel free to reach out to us.
All right.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone. Bye now.